morning, Vietnam!
Rise and shine. It's butt whipping time.
Where are you from, bro?
Oh, I'm from Tennessee.
Oh, that's a sick accent, bro. I haven't heard that before. That's awesome, dude.
How impressive is that to you?
Really impressive.
And they run through our ass like shit through a tin horn, man, and we could not stop them.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
I don't think nobody even worried about that type of stuff.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
You're not really that stupid, are you?
So don't shake your fucking head. If you ask a question, I'm telling you how I feel.
I can sit here and tell you for an hour. You wouldn't understand because you've never played. You've never been an athlete before in your life.
I am still up 20 grand from this last time. I stick it in you.
More proud of yourself. I don't agree with that. So, just go ahead on your soliloquy, but I just don't agree with that.
Oh, hell, Ricky, I was high when I said that. Because we have a tendency to think that way around here.
You're such fucking dopes.
If you're here, you come up, take the mic, make all your statements. There's a seat here and there's a seat.
That's about as PG rated as I can say it.
Second place of all of college football. You need to think of it that way. You need to think of it that way.
Is this live?
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Game On. This is Crick's Corner. I am your host, Crick, sportspicks.logos.com. And joining me today, my guy, Heavy Steps, from right here at Game On. We're talking baseball today, y'all. I told you this morning I thought we was going to we're going to talk hockey. We'll cover the few games of hockey and all that at the end. But we're going to talk baseball, man. I've been in here, Steps. I've been diving in, bro. I'm excited. I'm amped. I didn't think I'd say that ever, man.
Yeah.
I grew up playing baseball.
24 hours, first pitch.
Bro, I grew up playing baseball, man. This is the first sport I ever played. Love baseball. My dad, we know the deal with my dad being drafted by the Mets and stuff, and love baseball. Football was always my first love. As far as professional goes, man, there's always been so many games for me, and I never really did dive too much into betting baseball before last year, really, because I was always told by all my buddies that are big-time gamblers, things like that, baseball always kicked their head in, man. But now I realize why. Because they was betting a bunch of money lines, laying a bunch of big juice and all this stuff, and that's why they could never outrun that damn thing, man. They didn't know where the value was at, bro.
Yep. You got 162 games, man. It's a long season.
Very
you have to pay attention. You got to know what's going on. You got to know, very streaky. What Tampa Bay last year went on or was it last year or the year before went on that insane run?
Year before. Will rode that thing. It was a crazy damn. It was like Tampa Bay team total first. It was like first 5 team total over at home or something, and they hit it like 80% of the damn time or something.
Yep. So you got to find those little gems, and the only way you can find those gems is if you're paying attention. So I think that's the main thing with baseball is you got to just be in tune from opening day all the way through October. And it's tough.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, man. Like I said, I always had a hard time, and I still do in the dog days of summer, but betting on it does help me pay a little bit more of attention to it. I love playoff baseball. I've always loved playoff baseball. And we'll say hello to our friends in the chat in just a minute, but playoff baseball is, to me, that's some of the most exciting postseason I just love the chess matches. I love the stuff the managers have to do, the different things you see. Hell, you'll see, 3 or 4 different moves made in a half inning.
Yeah. Every pitch matters too. Now it's different with how many moves you can make and stuff with the new rules as far as how long pitchers have to pitch. But yeah, every pitch counts when it comes to playoff time.
Bro, I love that. I'm going to turn my hat around backwards, get ready to go here. Geared up. What's going on? We got Grass Guy already in the chat. My man in here first, ready to go. He said, what's up, Will, hanging out with us in the background, running the stuff in the studio and all that. B Max said, let's go, baby. When in here, only got a couple minutes left on lunch. Well, sir, if you have to go back, what up, Patriot? Just joining us as well. But B Mac, if you got to get back out there, man, be safe in that big brown truck, bro. All right, Steps. You sent me a category.
Yeah.
By the way, you are looking good, man. Grass Guy all trimmed up there. Got looking real good, man. Sharp. I got to get mine done soon.
Yep.
We got some categories. We're gonna do futures bets. Then we'll look at the lines for tomorrow, and we'll get that at the end. But first, I just want to jump. Give me your opinion. Like,
what do you give you some tiers and stuff? And
okay. Let's do some of that. We're gonna have to talk to Rookie of the Year. That's what I was trying to tell you when we came on. I don't have a Rookie of the Year pick really. I got a couple that I like, and I didn't even decide those till about 5 minutes ago because I was thinking I don't know any of these damn guys. Yeah. Then I realized I watched quite a bit of that damn College World Series last year, bro. And I'll just a little spoiler. I'm going with my homer pick for Rookie of the Year, man. I'm taking my guy Christian Moore. He a ball.
Yeah, you go just throwing it out there already.
I'm throwing that one out there right now, man. That's the spoiler right now. Christian Moore plus 1,500, Rookie of the Year.
Damn, I don't have odds, but I got
odds for you.
My my Rookie of the Year is gonna be in the AL is gonna be Jason Dominguez for the Yankees, and Sasaki in the NL. I mean, it's his to lose in the NL. I think the AL is probably a little bit more wide open because you got so many young guys making their debuts this year on that side. But with the NL and Sasaki coming over to the Dodgers, was already pitching in Japanese professional baseball, so he's kind of got, that edge of pitching in big games in front of big crowds and big moments. He already has his first start under his belt. Had nasty stuff, but lacked a little bit of control. So if he can get his stuff under control, he's gonna be nasty. He's only 23 years old too. So, and he's playing on the freaking Dodgers, who, I mean, at this point, everybody can talk about World Series with the Dodgers. They might break the single season win total. It's 116.
I thought we were taking the under on that.
What, the Dodgers?
Didn't we talk about that?
I didn't talk that to you. We didn't talk about that.
Maybe it was me and Will. Me and Will talk about a lot of that stuff. We like to do crazy stuff like that and take the under on the team.
And they're going to break that record. I'm just saying that's kind of what they're working towards. Plus, I mean, I was just looking at their roster, and as far as they've got 6 MVPs on their roster, and Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Clayton Kershaw. And then they've got 5 Cy Young awards between Clayton Kershaw and Blake Snell. They got a Rookie of the Year award in Ohtani, and Dave Roberts has won a Manager of the Year. And now they're adding Sasaki to that.
Dude, I totally forgot Blake Snell went to the Dodgers.
Yep. And Yamamoto.
I was looking at him
healthy.
I was looking at him at I actually like maybe a little sprinkle on Yamamoto to win the Cy Young. That's not who I wound up going with. But I did look at him. I looked at Blake Snell, and I think I was just sitting here. Like I said, you're going to have to update me on a lot of this stuff because I'm going to be caught in last year a little bit because I'm still thinking Blake Snell's a Giant. Wasn't he a Giant?
Yeah. I mean, he jumped around. I think he was on
Giant,
Padres.
Didn't he go to the Padres a little bit too? And, I was thinking about too. I've been telling you, we're going to take Padres run line tomorrow. They're playing the Braves. You don't feel good about all this stuff. I forgot. My absolute Achilles heel in baseball last year was the San Diego Padres. Like, I hate them so bad. SD14 fan loves them. I talked so much shit about them, and now I'm going to start the season off with my best bet. First day of opening day, my best bet is going to be a Padres run line. What could go wrong? You might ought to feel good about that as a Braves fan, bro.
I mean, I told you this morning, that's probably the right play in that.
I'm going to take it. We're going to find out if the Padres, this is the final test for the San Diego Padres. The Padres may be the first team in the history of sports to land on the no-bet list on opening day of the season.
Just after this first game?
After this one. As bad as they did me last year, I forgot I talked all that shit, and then I wasn't even thinking about that when we were talking about it yesterday, and I'm really basing my pick off just how you feel about it, and I can tell you don't love it. You kind of did, now you don't. And usually when I see people do that as fans, I usually see it go the wrong way for the fan that I'm a friend of. So that's why I'm leaning Padres. But tomorrow, it's already decided. I'm going to wind up betting my best bet of opening day is going to be San Diego Padres run line over the Braves. And
I also hate starting out on the West Coast.
That's part of the handicap. But if the Padres lose tomorrow, I ain't betting them again the rest of the damn MLB season. I don't care. I won't even look at their games.
We'll get down there to their team in a second. They're on the tiers, but they ain't up there with the Dodgers. But back to the Dodgers and Yamamoto. He got hurt early last year, so we didn't really get to see what that total package looked like. So hopefully, if he can stay healthy this year, we'll get to see that play out. But as far as their rotation goes, I mean, we've already talked about Snell. We've already talked about Kershaw if he's even healthy. I'm not sure he always has back problems.
He's like 74, ain't he?
I mean, yeah, but you got Ohtani eventually going to join the rotation this year, and then Tyler Glasnow.
I don't know that I'd even worry about him pitching.
No, he's not going to start out.
You need to learn how to play first base.
I wish he would play the outfield still, just for fantasy reasons.
Yeah, that's true. You know he could, dude. The dude's fast. I mean, how old is Shohei now?
Well, he did. He was playing out. I think he played right field before he started pitching and stuff.
He's still about 30 damn bases, don't he?
Yeah, it was all about because last year he was recovering from Tommy John, so that's why he DH'd the whole year.
Yeah, no, I did know that. I did know that's why he was just hanging out, hidden over there.
But did you hear that rotation?
I did, dude. I did.
Snell, Sasaki, Yamamoto, Glasnow. And then you go to their lineup. It's sick. The Dodgers are just nasty. So,
but it wouldn't be the first time somebody formed a super team and it didn't work out.
I know. But there is one team that can take them off their throne.
There's no way. I looked at the odds earlier, and we're gonna get into all that in just a minute, y'all. And what's up, Pissant? How you doing, buddy? I see you in there working hard out there, grinding along. You just be safe, man. You be safe. We know you listen. But there's no way I could bet on a team to win the championship in a sport that each team plays 162 games apiece. All the different things that can go on in baseball and all the different variables and stuff. There's no way I could bet a team to win the championship and only get plus 160 on it.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I saw that and I was like, that has got to be the lowest odds on a World Series for somebody to win the World Series in the history. It's got to be.
Probably.
It's got to be, man. I've never seen one of those lower than like plus 400 or something.
Well, their odds to make the playoffs are 97.7%, and their World Series odds to win it are 29%, which is very high. Second tier team is a 14% chance to win the World Series, just to give you kind of some contrast there.
So what were the Dodgers again?
29% chance to win the World Series.
14?
Yep.
Who is that?
It's the biggest threat to the LA throne.
Bravos?
That's the Atlanta Braves, baby.
I do think the Bravos are going to have a year, man. I was showing you before, and I like you can call it a homer pick or not. I have been a Braves fan my whole life too. I'm not as big into it like Steps is. Like I haven't followed, but like I said, growing up in Chattanooga, only a couple hours. The only professional baseball team I've ever been to their stadium and watched a game is the Atlanta Braves.
Really?
Yeah, I've never. That's only.
Dang, you need to get out there.
Only stadium I've ever been to, man. I haven't been to the new one yet.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, I went to the last Braves game I went to.
We'll get you there this year.
I've been to a handful of them. I want to, man. I do want to. I want to actually try to work something out because I have the boys in the summertime, and I want to try to get a day game because it'd be a little easier to maintain than doing a night game and all that.
Yeah.
But I want to try to bring them down and all that. That'd be a big time, man. Because like I said, the last one I went to was probably been 10 years ago or so.
Turner Field.
Yeah, it was definitely Turner Field, and there's only been a handful of. I've only been to a handful in my lifetime. I did get to see Cal Ripken's last game at Turner Field.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, he did like a little retirement tour, didn't he?
Yeah, it was cool. Then they gave us all posters. They had like 8s on the bases and everything. It was a really cool deal, man. Cool thing to see. I was only
crazy record.
I was only like 8 or 9 years. Yeah, that'll never be broken, dude. Never. But then the White Sox fan. You surprised you ain't a White Sox fan, Steve? I saw a meme yesterday, bro, and it showed the White Sox. It showed a couple of them sitting there, and it was like the White Sox have been officially eliminated from playoff contention.
They are bad. Yeah. No, I saw that about the Cubs too. I saw a meme there because they lost to the Dodgers, but the Braves, I think, last year, nightmare season. They lost Strider to Tommy John first, and then Acuna suffered ACL, ended his season. Riley went to the injury list he was there for probably like a really big chunk of the very end. And they still managed to win 89 games amongst all those injuries and losing all those players. So that shows you how deep that team is. They're getting everybody back this year to start the season. That doesn't mean everybody's going to stay healthy. Acuna is, I think, going to be delayed. I think he's going to be back probably May, I think. And Strider probably just won't start the first 2 turns to the rotation. And I'm sure he'll be on some type of innings limit. But, I mean, you've got an MVP returning in Acuna. Hopefully, if he's already been through one ACL knee. So I think that this one's going to be a little bit different when he comes back because he did kind of struggle coming off that first ACL. It took him pretty much that full season, and then the next year he was good to go. But hopefully, mentally he's in a better place because I think that was a lot of it.
I think he knows. I think he's going to be better because he understands what it takes to get back after having to recover from that. But that first one, that's probably the first major injury that guy had in his life.
Yeah.
Like that's the first time you're like, oh shit, my body, something that Ricky Williams talked about it when he got to the NFL and he got turf toe. It was the first time in my life that I had my body that had gotten me everywhere I was going to go. It was letting me down and there wasn't nothing I could do about it. He was like, that kind of defeating feeling. Kind of crazy, man. So I think Acuna will handle this one much better and be able to bounce back a lot faster because of that, man.
Yeah. And they added Jerks and Profar in the offseason from the Padres, had a all-star season last year. What didn't have very much excitement on the free agent wire with when it comes to him. He didn't really get like a huge deal. The Braves did sign him. A lot of people think that was a fluke year last year, so we'll be able to see if that pays off in the end. And then Spencer Schwellenbach, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but good young pitcher.
I love that guy.
Dude he was a shortstop coming up, and they changed him to a pitcher. Has 6 pitches, averages a 97 mile an hour fastball.
Pitches?
Yep. And he throws strikes. He don't walk guys. And I think, as a young pitcher, that's a key to being able to stick around in the major leagues is, you can get those guys out in the minors throwing, stuff off the plate. And if you have a good sweeper
having
and
overpowering fastball. Some
exactly.
of those the minors can't catch up to that. I jumped on that Schwellenbach train last year, bro. I started paying attention to that guy early on because I was like, who the hell is this? And you were the one that told me he's a young guy, young prospect coming up. You told me probably all of the same stuff then. And so I started paying attention. That guy's going to be good, bro.
Yeah. And he has he's like a super long shot, Cy Young. Super long shot.
Okay.
But
I'll
he
put
was
a sprinkle
really
on
good
it.
last
I can
year.
get on board with that. I'm glad you reminded me of that because I would have never thought of that. And I'm going to sprinkle that, dude.
He's probably plus 5,000.
I'm going to put $2 on it. $2 whole dollars.
But last year, the pitching staff was the strength. They led the league in ERA, obviously with Chris Sale. Now you've got Spencer Strider coming back. You've got God, why is the guy escaping my name who was from the White Sox? Lopez. Lopez. And then you got Spencer Schwellenbach. So not sure who the 5th starter is going to be. I think it's going to be AJ Smith-Shawver, which is another young guy, but they led the league in ERA last year. They did lose Charlie Morton to the Orioles. But we're getting Acuna back. They can stay healthy, man. That lineup is going to be sick. And I do have a player that I do have listed for a award coming from the Braves this year.
Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet.
Save it.
Yep, say that. We'll go to all the awards. We'll do those individually in a little bit. I want to start out in division and everything. And we'll talk about that. We're just going to talk down through here. I'm going to just kind of pass the buck to you, man. This is your field. I'll ask you some certain questions along the way, but I'm just going to we're just going to start right here in NL Central. You got the Cubbies as the favorites at plus 125, Brewers in second favorite plus 260. Then it falls off to the Cardinals plus 600, Reds plus 650, and then the hapless Pittsburgh Pirates down there at plus 700 at the bottom. Tell me about the NL Central, Steps.
Damn. The Cubs, really? Yeah, it's kind of bunched up there. A lot of the teams are going to be similar in projected records and whatnot. Most of them are going to be just mediocre. I think you might have one team that can jump out. I guess the Cubs would be the top team in that division. I don't think they have a chance at the World Series. They do have a lot of young guys, but I guess they do have that Shaw kid coming up as a rookie. He is going to make the opening day. He's playing third base, and I think he has a chance to be a long-term answer at that position for them. I don't know, man. He might be a 30-30 player. They did add Kyle Tucker from the Astros, who can be a 40-30 guy. He can steal bases. He can hit home runs.
If he stays healthy.
Yeah, and if it weren't for like an Ohtani type of guy and stuff like that, he could be a good MVP candidate as well. So
worth a sprinkle, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet too many of them, but he would be on that short list in the NL.
You say that, dude. I know. I was in here looking on so I was like, God, I'm gonna have to deposit more money in the account just to make baseball futures bets. I'm like, I want to put $2 on this, $2 on this, $2 on this. I'm like, I'm gonna have $800 in baseball futures bets.
Who was Milwaukee the second team there?
They are the second favorite. You want to like this man?
Who?
I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Reds, man, plus 650.
Oh, they're so listen.
Tell me. You're gonna have to tell me now. I don't know. Y'all okay.
This is how I felt last year too.
Before we go forward, y'all understand any picks that I make, take those with a grain of salt. Don't take those to the bank. Steps is the baseball guy. I'm a football, hockey, whatever else guy. I'm not really the baseball guy. I have fun with this. Take what I say in this with a grain of salt, y'all.
No, they're so tempting to fall in love with because they got, Elia De La Cruz, who is a superstar, 23-year-old shortstop, made first All-Star last year, had 25 home runs, 67 steals, played over 160 games, I think.
Wow.
So, yeah. So he is one to watch. Have you seen him? You seen how big he is?
One more time. What's his name?
Ellie De La Cruz.
Oh, I love Ellie, man.
Yeah.
That dude's unreal, bro.
Yeah.
He's worth the price of admission by himself. exciting when Ellie gets out, man.
Exactly. And he's like an Acuna type guy who's going to be able to hit for power.
Dude,
he's also going to be able to steal bases.
MVP.
Yeah, dude, he could. I mean, Acuna stole, I think, 70. But did he steal 70? 73 maybe? I don't remember. Yeah, he's the type of guy who's going to hit a lot of home runs and steal a lot of bases.
Okay. What up,
Mike?
Mike?
You got
how you doing?
Hunter Green, Cy Young candidate.
Can't spoil it. Already did. Keep going.
Oh, well, I mean, he is a Cy Young candidate.
I like that guy, dude. I had this thing last year where at the beginning of the season, I was like, you can't bet on the Reds when Green's pitching, yada, yada, yada. And I kept betting against this guy, and he kept hammering me. It's like probably the first dude that just hammered my head in over and over and over again. No homo. And then I'm still like, all right, sudden I'm like a fan now. Yeah. I like this guy, bro. I think
he throws 100 miles an hour.
He's a freaking stud. That's my Cy Young pick, y'all. Sorry.
So you're allowed to give yours. You're allowed to give yours.
Sorry, it's too late, man. I already did it, man. I couldn't help it. I got excited, Steps. I'm sorry.
So yeah, 6'5", throws 100 mile an hour. One thing he has going for him is he doesn't allow a lot of home runs, and he's pitching in that small ballpark in Cincinnati.
He does allow?
He does not.
Oh, he does not. Okay.
He allows less than 1 home run per 9 innings, and he doesn't throw 9 innings every game, so he's not giving up the long ball. And have you ever seen that park they play in?
I have.
Tiny.
Really?
It's tiny. So
it's always hard for me to judge that when I'm seeing it on TV. Like I've never been to, like I said, Turnfield, I've never been to, but it's hard for me to judge that when I'm watching it on TV.
Yeah. They got a lot of homegrown guys too. And I think that you can respect the organization that likes to grow guys like Green. They got Nick Lodolo in the rotation, Andrew Abbott as well. All 3 of those guys came up through their organization. Matt McClain coming back. I think that he could have a huge year adding that bat to their offense. So the lineup up and down has a lot of young guys who have a lot of potential, but again, it goes back to staying healthy, keeping, the depth isn't there yet in Cincinnati, and anything can happen in that small ass ballpark they play in. I think their closer, Alexi Diaz, I don't know if he is hurt or what. I don't think he's coming. He's not going to start the season as their closer. So I think that's the only injury they have going into the.
That's not as big a concern when it's like somebody like a closer or reliever. You figure you're gonna need him later on. Make sure you get him healthy before you bring him back.
Yeah. The only other team in that division that I think has a chance to be a playoff team is probably the Milwaukee Brewers. I think, they got Jackson Chourio. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he kind of came on the scene last year as kind of the next big thing. Like, when young Juan Soto got called up, he did. I think he was 20 when he got called up. So, and then they signed him. I think he's 8-year, $82 million at that age. So they already got him locked in at a, kind of similar to what the Braves did with their young core and Acuna and Albies and those guys, getting them locked in at a young age, taking a chance, giving them all that money. I think he didn't do too well in the first half, only hit like 243. But then after the All-Star break, he hit 310 down the stretch, 12 home runs over the final 63 games. So seems like he settled in a little bit. They do still have Christian Yelich in the outfield, but he's always got injuries and back issues and stuff like that.
He's an older guy too, right?
Yeah, older. Willie Adames, their shortstop, he's now in San Francisco. And
That's
Devin
Willie.
Williams, one of the big bullpen pieces, their closer, is now in New York. So,
they don't have Willie Adames anymore?
Nope. Adames is the shortstop in San Francisco. And like I said, Devin Williams, I believe he was their closer, is in New York now. So,
that guy's pretty good too, Devin Williams.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's how I'm rolling with, man. And I'll probably wind up putting just like a half unit on these, y'all. But I'm going to go with Cincinnati Reds plus 650 to win the NL Central.
I would probably go the Cubs, even though they're the favorite.
Right. There's a reason they're the favorite.
Right.
So I'm just going to go in order the DraftKings got them here, y'all. So we're going to have to hop around a little bit of steps. So I know you're ready for it. Let's go to the AL East, sir. This is one very interesting to me. And I'm going to tell you right off the rip, then I'm going to get your opinion. I like the Boston Red Sox, man.
I'm with you. I have futures on them to win the AL East and maybe the pennant, but long shot there. Super long shot. Adding, they added Garrett Crochet. So he's coming over. I think
I was going to ask you where he went. I was like, surely he's not still in Chicago hell, right? And
no.
So I like the Red Sox before I even knew that guy was with them.
And he's a machine as far as strikeouts go. The only thing is last year He went from being a bullpen pitcher to a starting pitcher. So innings, he didn't get a lot of innings under his belt. So I'm not sure how much he's going to be stretched out this year, how deep into the games he'll go. Hopefully they'll, let him pitch.
It's going to feel good for that guy just to be able to pitch in some competitive games.
Hell yeah.
And it'll be probably nice for him to be able to watch some, knowing that when he's got the days he's off, he's got to sit there and watch. He's going to enjoy just being able to see his team be in the game.
Yeah. I mean, he had a great season for the worst ever.
For the worst team
ever. Not just last year.
And
ever.
I loved him when he was at Tennessee, man. And that's why I was watching that last year. I was like, they're going to ruin this guy. He's got to get out of there.
Yeah. I think a lot of the workload last year too is they knew they were going to deal him, and at some point they were going to deal him, so they didn't want to put too much of the workload on him with him coming out of the pen and converting to a starter. But this year I think the governor's off, and I don't think he's going to be on a pitch count, and he's going to be a starter, and hopefully he'll be able to go. I think you can list him. He's definitely a top lefty. I mean, he's up there with Skubal and Reagans for the.
I think he's the second favorite in the Cy Young odds.
Yeah, it has a great K to walk ratio as well. So he's striking a lot of guys, not walking a lot of guys. He's just a dominant pitcher.
Because when I was going to ask you that, because I saw his odds earlier, and I was like, "There's no way he could be the second favorite to win the Cy Young if he was still with the White Sox." I was like, he had to get to go somewhere else.
Yeah, and they got a strong outfield too.
And they added Alex Bregman in the offseason.
Added Alex Bregman. They got 3 potential Gold Glove outfielders roaming the outfield there. Stephen Kwan, who already is a Gold Glover 3-time. They added Aroldis Chapman in the bullpen, as well as Liam Hendricks. So
I really like Rafael Devers too.
Yeah, I do too. There is some weirdness there. He was a little unhappy that they brought Bregman in the offseason. They started talking about, is he going to move positions?
But you know why that doesn't bother me as much? I like Alex Cora, the manager, man. I feel like he handles those guys well. He's got a good relationship with Devers. And he's talking about, he's like, man, we're going to work through this. Everybody here just wants to win. And I feel like that's kind of the mentality. And I think it's going to work out well for them, man.
I believe so.
We'll see. Patriot likes the Yanks.
Yankees, that's where I was going to go next. They are in that division. Their projected win total is 89, 68.3% playoff odds. This division is stacked, man. They are stacked.
They are, bro.
Lost Garrett Cole. So Garrett Cole is gone for the season. Luis Hill.
Love the Gila Monster.
Yeah, but is he hurt too? Or is he good?
I think he's fine now.
They're trying to trade Marcus Stroman. I do know that.
Yeah, that's probably a good move.
Lost Juan Soto. Soto's not there anymore.
Right.
Still have Judge.
Still got some other studs too, man.
I mean, Judge is probably the clear favorite to lead the league in home runs and win the MVP.
I think he's like plus 360 but between plus 300 and plus 360 in both those categories.
Yeah, and he's won 2 of the last 3 MVPs, and now that Soto's gone, that kind of clears the way for him to maybe get another one.
But also I kind of look at that where you don't have the protection you had before. I think it's kind of going to hurt both of those guys, like Soto and Judge. I know the opposite team and all this stuff now, but I'm like, I don't know that you have the protection around you had before when you two were batting back to back.
Yeah, they did add Cody Bellinger, which that short right field fence might be good for him.
Oh, they added him. I like that guy.
Yeah, and of course, Paul Goldschmidt. They added Paul Goldschmidt,
man.
which I mean, he's old.
I started to say he's 64. He's older than Kershaw.
True Ace and Max Fried coming over from the Braves. Carlos Rodon is still there. Clark Schmidt's still there. So despite losing Cole for the year, that's a huge blow. And yes, Hill is going to be out for the first couple months. So he will come back at some point.
I don't think losing Garrett Cole for the year. I'll be honest with you, man. You don't ever want to see that. We don't see the injuries and all that stuff. But like as far as the Yankees go, I think it'll wind up working out better for them. It's hard to say when you got that guy, but I don't think that guy's the pitcher he once was. And I think now you can solidify this rotation before he's going to be out for the year. He's not pitching at all. You ain't got this stuff like last year where he's healthy a little bit. He may not be. We get the playoffs. We're going to be able to use him. Do we have to switch the rotation up? All that stuff. I think now they'll be able to solidify that rotation a lot earlier on. I think it's going to make it better.
Yeah. There is a team in the division also that I think that their win total, if you could look it up real quick while I talk about them.
Who we talking about?
The Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay. I'll find it.
When I put the bet in, they were 77.5 was the number. I think last time I checked, it was at like 78.5. Anything under 80.
78.5.
That's the only
You said over?
That's the only win total bet that I put in for futures.
I like you saying that. That helps. If they do that, I like my other pick that I got later. We'll get to.
Because I have them more pegged around 82, 83 wins.
I think they're worth the sprinkle in that division at plus 1,200. You see those long ass odds there?
Anybody in that division is, dude.
And this is what I'm saying. The division is so stacked. I don't feel like that division should be that. Nobody should be plus 1,200 in that damn division.
Yeah. And Vlad Jr.'s in a contract year.
That's my thing. He said, I'm not renegotiating. You don't give me my deal now. Let me know. I'm not renegotiating. I think he's going to play out of his mind this year, bro, because he's trying to get paid.
And they did add some veterans, and Andres Jimenez, I think he's like a middle infielder. Anthony Santander came over from the Orioles. Jeff Hoffman, bullpen pitcher for the Phillies now there. Yimi Garcia, and then, of course, Max Scherzer, his old ass, is still pitching. He is in Toronto. So
I forgot he went to Toronto, too.
Yep. But I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. Did they add Spencer Horwitz as well? He's going to play first base.
What about the Orioles, man?
It's another it's just crazy how stacked that division is.
I just can't trust the Orioles to do nothing right.
You can't.
I just can't. Maybe it's me. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt, y'all. I just remember the Orioles being terrible most of my childhood and all those things. And I know they got a squad. They're the second favorite in this division, which is a stacked division. Yeah. Tell me why they win or tell me why they don't.
Starting pitching is going to be probably what's talked about the most this season. Last year they got an ace by acquiring Corbin Burns right before spring training. But I think he's now in Arizona. So they lost him.
Yeah,
they added 41-year-old Charlie Morton. Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, don't throw no shade at Charlie. We love Charlie Morton steps. You know that.
He's not Brave anymore.
No. You appreciate the man for what he gave you. Don't hate on him because he had to go on and make the best decision for his family and do something, have a career and all that.
Best
don't hate
decision
on
for his family. He's
appreciate him for what he did, sir. He didn't leave for a bunch of money and all this stuff. They just didn't have room for him, man. And he's an older guy. Appreciate the man for what he did for the franchise.
They added Tomoyuki Sugano, who is he's coming over from the NPB. So after 12 seasons there, he's got to transition to the majors. We'll see how that goes.
The who?
The NPB. Look it up. I don't know what it stands for.
What the hell is that?
It's probably like Korean baseball. It's not KBO, but
who is this pitcher? Who are we talking about right here?
Tomoyuki Sugano.
Okay. This is Japanese baseball. Okay. I didn't hear that part. I thought we were just playing like baseball in Virginia or something.
No.
D-Mac, you go to MPB games?
Grayson Rodriguez. He's there. Young pitcher that can be looked at as a number one starter, kind of plugging that absence of Corbin Burns this year. And then looks like but I think he's going to start. Rodriguez is going to start on the IL with elbow inflammation. So Zach Eflin is going to be the team's top starter, but they do have, a lot of big time bats. Gunnar Henderson, obviously, he's going to be the big guy who's going to be contending for MVP. He was top 5 in last year.
I like Santander too.
Yep, Santander is solid outfielder. But at the end of the day, they do have Felix Batista as their closer. He is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
He's nasty. So, but they need
that boy. He don't play. He quit school because they got recess. He don't play.
They need Grayson Henderson to come back healthy. They do have Kyle Bradish, who needs to come back and build off that second half that he had last year. And then the young position players, they're probably gonna have to add another starter. Maybe if they want to make a true run. So we'll see what they do at the deadline. But said AL East is stacked, dude. You're pretty much if you're gonna take any of the long shots or the a team that is projected to be a 3 or 4 to win a division, this is the division it could happen in.
I'm betting 2 teams in this division. I'm betting a full unit on the Boston Red Sox, and I'm going to bet a half unit on the Toronto Blue Jays.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to do in that one. Well, let's move on to your Bravos, my Bravos, our Bravos. Let's move on to the NL East, man. They are the favorites in this at plus 110. The Philadelphia Phillies come in second at plus 215. New York Mets with new look Juan Soto, plus 240. Washington Nationals, plus 6,500. Holy smokes. and the Miami Marlins are plus 25,000. Put you 50 cents on the Marlins just cause.
This is another top-heavy division. The top 3 teams in this one could easily win the World Series, win the division. We did talk about the Braves. I think the Phillies are right there on their heels. They still have that core together, and JT Realmuto, who's now 24, playing catcher, or 34. Zach Wheeler, the same on the pitching side, still dominating at the age of 34. Nick Castellanos out there in the outfield, 33. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, both 32. And then you've got Trey Turner and Aaron Nola that are 31. So you still got that same core together. They are aging. That window's closing. This could be the season of Christopher Sanchez, who looked really good last year. He's a young lefty. Of course, Ranger Suarez, who's I love
Ranger, man.
Love his name. He's got back issues, man. Yeah,
that ain't good for a pitcher, dude.
It's not. So he went on the IL a lot last year with back issues, and he's starting this year off with back issues. So it's all about him staying healthy. The playoffs, he kind of had a coming out party last year. So dominating the playoffs. What are you laughing about?
B-Mac. You talking about their hockey team? He said his good is the rail yard dogs. He said, where do the dogs go? Just to the pound, and then you give them a fist bump. I can just see B-Mac doing that, bro. Sorry. Keep going.
So yeah, Christopher Sanchez, I think that, he can build off last year. He's kind of a household name there. Like I said, Nola, they added Jesus Luzardo. Not sure if you're familiar with him, but he was a big time prospect coming up in the Marlins organization, but has not had very much success at the major league level. He's kind of bounced around the last couple years, went from the Marlins to the A's, and now he's part of the Phillies rotation. But like I said, they've got that core intact, and that window's closing. So it'll be interesting to see. They don't have Rhys Hoskins. He's in Milwaukee. I think that he was there last year, but they did lose Jeff Hoffman to the Blue Jays. But they still have Matt Strom coming back. Carlos Estevez closing it out for him. I think he went to Kansas City, so he's no longer there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the back end of the bullpen. They do have Orion Kirkering. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he's a young fire thrower. That kind of made a name for himself in the playoffs in high leverage situations as a rookie last year. And of course, Jose Alvarado, hard throwing left-hander, and Jordan Romano. So Philly's kind of that same team. They're right there on the edge of the Braves. And then, like you said, the Mets. Oh goodness. Juan Soto, man. A lot of people are hating him right now. What do you think about Juan Soto going to the Mets?
I mean, it feels kind of weird. The
money chase
talk.
the money.
I was gonna say money talk. I guess for me, I would have went and found. I would have been way more apt to go to a place like Atlanta and take way less money to know that. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't feel like the Mets are ever winning a World Series ever.
Do you know how old Soto is?
He's like, hell, I know he played the World Series when he was like 14 or something. It felt like that. He was like 20 when he hit those home runs in the World Series with the Nationals. He's probably only
26.
That's hard to say. He can't be more than 26.
He's 26.
Yeah.
He hasn't even hit his 28's considered the prime year in Major League Baseball.
Like
He's
remember
26.
I remember he was like damn Andrew Jones back in the day when he was with the Nationals in the World Series. The year they won the World Series and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He was dropping bombs. They told me that kid was 20 years old. I was like, we gonna watch him play baseball for 20 more damn years.
Yep. Averaging 34 homers, 132 walks, 106 runs over the past 3 seasons. Adding him to the roster that already has a Francisco Lindor and a Pete Alonso resign. Alonso also resigns with him. So
how long is that contract? How many years?
I am not sure off the top.
Well, that's kind of the thing. I mean, I guess he really is in the stage of his career at only 26. It just seems like he's been playing so much longer.
Yeah.
But at 26, that's kind of that stage where you take that big long contract to get paid, get fat, get all that guaranteed money, and then because baseball players play into their late 30s a lot. If you're really good, and that guy, barring injury, could do that. But you wind up, play 6-7 years there, and you realize it ain't gonna work. Maybe the Mets are trying to do things. It seems like they are. I just don't feel like. I don't feel like they're ever going to be able to. It's just me. It's just the Mets. It's like the Browns in football is what it feels like to me. But I maybe after you've been there for a few years, you don't see it. You get that money. You can go for a little less contract to somewhere like LA or Atlanta or wherever that may be.
Yeah. The Mets will always just be the Mets, man. They always stink.
I'm sorry, but I just don't feel like I would want to deal with this shit with playing a professional sport in New York.
I agree. Unless you're a Yankee, they get it.
No,
they get
I
it
would
better
damn sure wouldn't want to do that.
They have it better than the Mets.
Well, they should. They've earned that.
Yeah.
The damn Mets, they deserve what they get. It's
Patriots
like,
still in the chat.
oh yeah, Patriots still out there.
We need to talk about his Texas Rangers.
He didn't want. Grass guy said he didn't want to play with Judge. In my opinion, I thought they had a pretty good relationship, man.
I think that they probably did.
Maybe
But
it's
he's
more
acting like
it's probably more like a legacy thing. Like if I stay here, I'm always going to be in your shadow.
yeah, because I think Judge came up through that organization.
Yeah, he's always he did. He's the homegrown kid. He's like the Jeter. He was like the Jeter, and Soto's like the A-Rod.
Oh yeah, that's a good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Only in New York.
Yeah, only in New York, bro. I still wish they would put a salary cap on this thing, and I wish they put a salary cap in baseball or take salary caps out of every sport.
Yeah,
that's what I wish they would do. So, all right, well, and like I said, in the NL East, I don't think I'm going to bet anything in that. I don't see any real value.
They were plus 160 to win the division.
I don't like to have. I'd have to bet 5 damn units on that thing for me to feel like I'm just going to win anything. I don't like tying a unit. There ain't no odds on that. No return, man. I'm not going to tie up one unit to get a return in 8 months of a unit. I just ain't doing that.
My Boston Red Sox future, I just bet one thing, and it was for them to win the American League, plus 1250. Put a half unit on it.
Say that one more time.
Boston Red Sox. I was correcting myself earlier because I said I took them to win the division and the American League, but I just took them to win the American League.
Okay. Pitcher's still here, sir. He's just letting you know.
We need to talk about the AL West.
We are about to right now. We got the Houston Astros are the favorites at plus 125. Patriots, Texas Rangers are the second favorite, plus 225. Papa Will's Seattle Mariners up there, plus 250 in third, and it drops way off to the Los Angeles Angels. Bet Christian Moore, Rookie of the Year, plus 3,000. Athletics, also plus 3,000. Tell me about it, Steps.
My favorite team in this division, hands down, is the Texas Rangers. Proven team, playoff team, knows how to win big games. Got DeGrom coming back. That's one of the main reasons that I love the Rangers this year. I think he'll tone it down a little bit to try to have a keep the longevity going. He is 36 years old. He's either 34 or 36. So if he wants to pitch the whole year and stay healthy, he is going to have to cut back a little bit. But I'll take DeGrom cut back. Wouldn't you?
I like DeGrom, man. I think he's worth at least a half unit on the Cy Young. Like I said, that's not who I wound up going with, but I saw him at plus 1,400, and I think it's definitely worth a half unit.
Yeah. And then they got a young player in the outfield, Wyatt Langford. Probably aren't familiar with him. I know Patriots should be familiar with him, but I think he's a dark horse for. I think he could be a top 10 MVP guy. He can steal bases. He can hit home runs. He can drive in runs. I think in this offense, if he's in the middle of the lineup, he easily could hit 30 home runs, steal 30 bases, and have 100 RBIs.
Okay.
Wyatt Langford.
Let me read Will's comment. And I'm not diving off down this damn rabbit hole. It's a baseball show today. Breaking, and I'm being serious, he says. So take this for what it's worth, y'all. The Browns are in talks trying to get a trade done for Dak. Patriot comes behind it. Being the Cowboys fan he is, and says that is fake news. I do not know, nor do I give a shit either way. Ain't neither one of them damn teams winning the Super Bowl, no matter what. So, baseball show. I did read your comment, Will, so I don't think I'm ignoring him. There we go.
All right.
Go ahead.
They did add Jock Peterson in the offseason to the Rangers did. I think we all know anywhere he goes, they typically he's a good clubhouse guy. So they're always teams he's on are always in the mix for playoffs and World Series and whatnot. Obviously, Adolis Garcia is still there. Marcus Semien, Josh Young. So I think it's really going to come down to the offense this year. I'm not sure their pitching staff's good enough to hold up more than a mediocre offense. So the offense is going to have to be a bit better than mediocre if they want to win games. And I think that's going to be the case. I think they have one of the top offenses, if not the top offense, on the AL side.
Okay.
What were the other teams? The Astros?
Yeah, the Astros plus 125. Let's see, the Rangers plus 225. The Mariners are plus 250. Once again, this is another one of those divisions, kind of like the NL East, where I don't really see any value.
It's interesting that the Astros are the team to win it after losing Bregman. I mean, the only player left from like that noticeable Astros core is Jose Altuve.
If I was going to bet anybody in that division, I'd bet the Rangers.
Yeah, because Kyle Tucker's gone. He's with the Cubs. They still have Yordan Alvarez. They got
I like
young
Yordan.
pitcher,
I like Yordan.
and Hunter Brown.
Hunter Brown's good too.
Still have Josh Hader as the closer. Abreu setting him up. But I mean, what did they add?
Yeah, no, but there's just one of those weird, stupid teams that always seem to be there.
Yeah,
like they're the only team in the history of like sports that didn't get punished by the sports gods for cheating.
They do have good pitching. Their top 3 pitchers, Framber, Valdez, Brown, and Spencer Arrighetti, that's pretty solid. But offensively, outside of, I guess, aging Altuve and of course Yordan, losing Tucker's big blow to them, man. And Bregman, you're losing both of those bats.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that does hurt, man. Because I don't think there's any I don't know why they're favored. They're not really big favorites in that thing, but I think if there's any value at all there, it would be on the Texas Rangers. Like Will tell you can't trust the damn Seattle Mariners. Obviously, I mean, hell, throw you $1 or $2 on the Angels and Athletics just in the damn case.
Yeah.
Mike Trout be coming back for the Angels. I mean, what do you think about the Angels? Do you know anything about the Angels? I don't know anything about the Angels or the A's.
No, you don't need to know anything about the Angels or the A's.
That's what I figured.
The A's are playing in Sacramento, and they're going to sell a lot of tickets. They do have a nice young little lineup. They do have a kid. I'll have to get to it. He was one of the contenders for AL Rookie of the Year. But he shot up. He played in college, and he hasn't. I forget what his name is. But they got a lot of guys like that are going to get
What's
shots
the name?
a year.
Oh, yeah. You just said you don't know what his name is. What
Forget his
position did he
name.
play?
I don't remember. I was reading about it earlier. But I do think Seattle does have
Where
like
did Dylan Cruz go?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Okay.
I know
Fine,
he plays
fair
for
enough.
Washington.
He does. No, I know where he went to. I know
There
where he
was a
went to-
Tennessee guy.
No, I know where Dylan Cruz went to college. He went to LSU. He plays for Washington now.
There was
He
a
got
Tennessee
drafted.
guy that I was reading about. Maybe
Christian Moore plays for the Angels.
Maybe it was the A's that the Tennessee guy played for.
I'd have to look. Like I said, man, baseball, the different minor league, double A, triple A, all the difference. I can't keep up with all this stuff, man, until they get to the big leagues.
Christian Moore is on that list of
Christian-
potential Rookie of the Year bets.
No, Christian Moore, that's my pick, man. I was sitting there looking, and I told you earlier, I was like, I can't even pick one of these, man. I got to wait for steps. And I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I can. He seems geared up, ready to go, too. You look like you're looking at something real hard right there.
This is bothering me of the who that player was for the A's.
I can tell it is, man. Those wheels are spinning right there.
But whatever.
Well, while you're trying to find that, go ahead. You can try to find it, man.
No, it's all good. I'm just going to move on from that.
All right. Hell with it. We don't need to know anything about the Angels or the A's. The only thing you need to know is bet Christian Moore, a little sprinkle, Rookie of the Year for the Angels. Boom.
All right.
Done. No value there. Let's move on to the AL Central. Patriots got a little. Patriot? Damn, son. What'd you do? Just bet all the favorites? I just was looking at your picks, and now we get to these divisions. Every one of them's a damn favorite, man. You know he's going to tell me, Steps? They're
What?
favorites for a reason, Cricket.
Money on the floor.
He's going to say they're favorites for a reason, Cricket. I like in this division, these are my damn Kansas City Royals, man. I love the Kansas City Royals, Steps. I did last year. I love this team, man. Brady Singer, stud. Let's go.
I think he got traded.
Oh shit!
Or no, he plays for an NL team.
Now there it goes.
I don't remember
I
what
knew you were
NL
going to
plays
tell me
for.
that. I knew you were going to say that. I never check if these guys got
Dude,
traded.
they
or not.
have
I
Bobby
never
Witt
keep up
Jr.
with it.
though.
Huh?
They have Bobby Witt Jr.
I do like that guy. He's good. Shit.
Oh, good, dude.
Brady
He's
Singer
like,
was the main reason that I was a Royals fan, though. I wanted a Brady Singer jersey. Damn it.
dude,
Can't have nothing
Witt is
nice.
good. Witt
Witt
is
really
my favorite player on the AL side. He can do it all. Plays shortstop.
My buddy Cope told me about Bobby Witt Jr. years ago. He's a big trading cards guy and everything, and he was trying to lock up all the Bobby Witt Jr. cards that he could back then. And this was years ago, and I was like, I'm always take that stuff with a grain of salt because I'm like, I don't really know. A lot can happen. No, he wasn't wrong. He didn't miss that one.
Listen, last year led the majors in hits with 211 hits, led the major leagues in batting average 332, finished fourth in OPS, second in FWAR. He hit 32 home runs, stole 31 bases, plays elite defense. I mean, outside of Ohtani, he's probably the most elite player that has the offense and the defense.
Okay.
In my opinion. So George Brett move over. I think Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be the face of the Kansas City franchise for a long, long time. They did
I like this team, dude. I like them a lot.
Cole Reagans is a.
I like that guy. Yeah, he's a stud.
He's a nice little Cy Young candidate for sure. And Brady Singer is in Cincinnati now.
That makes me like my Reds even better. Let's go. This is getting better by the minute, Steps. Keep it up.
My favorite team in this division, let me get to them, is Detroit.
Okay, tell me why.
I like Detroit. Obviously, you got the returning Cy Young Scooble. We love Scooble days when Scooble.
We love Tariq.
Finished, I believe, first in strikeouts last year as well. 228 strikeouts over 192 innings.
He throws gas.
He won the Triple Crown, went 18-4, 2.39 ERA, 228 strikeouts, 192 innings. Just dominated hitters
on a not very good team. Well, they started out all right. They
made the playoffs.
Did they? The Tigers did?
Yeah.
They made a late push then, didn't they?
Yeah.
Probably because of him going 18-4 or something like that. But
Got
didn't they have
Jack
a stretch?
Flaherty.
But they had a stretch right for the trade deadline because they traded a bunch of dudes away where they were playing real bad, and then they didn't even think they were going to have a chance at the playoffs, so they traded several dudes away because I thought they were going to trade Screwball, and they wound up not, and then they squeaked into the playoffs there.
Well, they got a nice young core. They got Riley Green, Parker Meadows, Cole Keith, Trey Sweeney, Kerry Carpenter. So they've assembled a nice young core there of position players. Spencer Torkelson. He was like, I'm sure you're familiar with that name.
I've heard that name.
He was number 1 overall pick. So
okay, I've heard that name.
He needs to regain his prowess. And then right behind Detroit, you got Cleveland.
Is he a pitcher, Torkelson?
No, third base, first base.
Okay.
Yeah, power hitter. So Cleveland's always kind of like that team that nobody's really interested in, but they win. You know, Jose Ramirez, probably the best player nobody talks about. Josh Naylor, Carlos Santana, Manzardo. So they got a nice little core there. Gavin Williams, coming off a rookie campaign in 2023, had elbow issues. Went 3-10 last year in 16 starts. He's got to get it together. But the Guardians did hit 436 home runs in like the last. It's like there's like some record that they set with the least amount of home runs. So
okay,
I'm just not sold on the Guardians or the Indians in my case.
Oh, Patriot, you picked the Cards too. He said the Cards ain't favored, man. Okay, you picked one, sir. That's fair.
But I did take
all too.
I did take Detroit to win this division at plus 275. I also took Detroit to win the American League at plus 1300. I did miss this when we were talking about the AL West. I did take the Rangers to win the division at plus 210, and I took them to win the American League at plus 1200. So my future bets as far as division winners and AL winners and all that stuff, I took Atlanta to win the East, the Rangers to win the West, the Tigers to win the Central, and then I took the Red Sox to win the American League, the Tigers to win the American League, and the Rangers to win the American League.
Okay. I like the Royals in that AL Central right there, man.
Yeah.
I do. I'm going to roll with them at plus 270 the second, I guess, tied for second favorites in that one. Well, the last division, and we probably ain't going to have to talk about this one very, very long. That's ridiculous. You got to like minus 500 on them to win the division. That is so stupid. Dodgers are the favorites.
Well, yeah, we don't.
Dodgers are the heavy favorites at minus 500 to win the NL West. Diamondbacks are the second favorites at plus 600. Padres plus 1,000. Giants 18-1. Colorado Rockies are. Don't worry about it. Don't bet that.
Yeah.
But I mean, do we say? Is there anything to say? But Dodgers.
Not outside the Dodgers. Arizona did add Corbin Burns, but then again, like the Dodgers added Sasaki. Like it's just every team that added something, the Dodgers added the same thing in that division.
Yeah, right. Just
they still have pitchers, Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez. They do have AJ Puck, who I'm not sure if he's going to be in the bullpen or a starter. That I think they tried to make him a starter last year in Miami. That didn't work out. And then Justin Martinez also was dominant down the stretch last year. So there is some talent in Corbin Carroll and Arizona, but I mean, I think outside of Dodgers, poor San Diego too. San Diego has a lot of nice pieces. They did lose Tanner Scott, who I think did go to the Dodgers. They lost Jerickson Profar. Joe Musgrove is they're going to be without him for a little bit of the season. They do still have Fernando Tatis. They still have Hall of Famer future Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, who is a young up and coming star. Luis Arias, who's a hit machine. Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth. On the pitching side, they could be dominant with Michael King, Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish, who is hurt.
No, Dylan Cease is not with him anymore.
Dylan Cease should be with him.
He got traded away.
So where?
I remember that. I don't know, but I remember that. He's not with him anymore. I'm
Dylan Cease. No, he plays.
I'm 90% sure. Look it up.
No.
90%.
He got traded from.
Look it up.
Dylan Cease plays for the San Diego Padres.
Are you 100% sure?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hope.
Well, you look it up.
Where was he at last year?
He was at the White Sox and then got traded to San Diego.
I think he got traded again, Steps.
Look it up. But anyways, yeah, for that division. Sucks they spend all that money and the Dodgers are in their division. So
Steps.
What?
Dylan Cease, I told you he played for the San Diego Padres.
That's what I said.
I'm just messing with you, dude. You're right.
Oh.
I could have sworn I thought we talked about one day like on here because we always talk about Dylan Cease Day. Me and Will, we're always big on that. And I thought that maybe that's what it was. Maybe we were celebrating when he got traded from the White Sox to the Padres. Maybe that's what it was.
All right, you want to give out our
yeah, I guess we can
our
go
award
to
winners.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to awards.
You got all your fancy little.
No, we're not gonna do it. Well, I'll do that at the end. I'll let it run through at the end or whatever. We'll go through because I want to show the odds and stuff.
All right.
But we'll do these awards, and then I want to get your ALCS, NLCS matchup. I'll give you mine, and then I want your World Series matchup, your World Series winner. Okay.
Oh, I just have World Series matchup.
Well, get over it. Figure the rest of it out here in a minute.
I didn't. When I sent it to you, I didn't send you.
You talked for a damn hour about all these teams and all the different shit that they've done, and you're going to give me 2 teams that are going to play in the ALCS and 2 that are going to play in the NLCS.
All right,
like
fine.
it.
All right, I got you.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
All right.
For my American League MVP, I am taking Corey Seager of the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
Plus 16. Now, y'all on these do know this. Obviously, all these players are capable of like that. I look for value on these, man. I'm not betting anybody on any of these damn awards that are less than 10-1. I'm not doing it. I don't think there's a lot of value there with too much that can happen. But I like Corey Seager at 60-1. I think there is some value. I expect the Rangers to have a much better season. I think that guy's going to be a big part of it, man. What do you think, Patriot? You get on board with that with me?
I'm betting to be right because we're going to look back and see who is right.
You would take Aaron Judge? If you're going to take Aaron Judge, I'm moving on to the NL.
I'm taking Bobby Witt Jr.
I like that. I can live with that. I like that.
I think, him being 24 years old, he's already been in the conversation. Yep. And I think that's part of it. You know how these freaking baseball writers are, dude. You got to be talked about before you can either be considered.
100%, dude. That's a big thing in baseball.
So, on the NL side, there's some guys I think that could win it, but weren't really in the conversation last year. And you know how these stupid idiots do. They make you really earn it, whether it's the Hall of Fame or freaking NL Rookie.
I don't know why we give those idiots so much damn control over this stuff.
I know. Just like I think you suggested it. Vegas should seed everything. They should seed the NFL playoffs, the 64 teams. Like
this stupid shit where we had a 12 seed versus a 5 seed last week, and the 12 seed was favored the 5 seed. You know what tells me that committee's a bunch of dipshits because they got it wrong. Vegas should seed everything based off the damn point spreads because they know more than anybody.
All right, who's your NL rookie or NL MVP?
NL MVP, Ronald Acuna Jr., sir.
Only thing I like that.
Nope.
It's just he's
I know.
Going to miss
scared
part
me
of
a
the
little
season.
bit saying that, talking about the bounce back. So I had to come up with that all off the fly about how he's going to do better this year because he's already dealt with it once. So that was just winging that handicap because I'd already picked him. But the homer pick right here, pull him to the Bravos. I think Bravos going to have a great season. I think he's got a little chip on his shoulder. Bounce back. We know the guy's a hell of a player anyway. Ronald Acuna Jr., baby, plus 1,600.
I had Austin Riley written down, but I changed it to Ohtani.
I'll tell you another one right beside him, Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
Because that guy does so much that it could be one of those things where, and I do think the Reds are going to have a good season. I do. But it could be one of those things where he has just incredible, crazy stats, doing some shit that ain't never been done before or something like that, where they have to give it to him. And I'm not betting on Ohtani or
Ohtani's my pick, but he's not. I'm not.
I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care why he's your pick.
He's so good.
He's
so. I mean,
he's
plus 175 for a reason.
Plus 170 on here,
especially if he pitches too at some point. I think he should be the closer.
That's the thing.
Why use him as a starter?
Or
bring him in as a closer, dude.
Use him like a 2-inning closer. Make him like the 8th, 9th inning. It'd be the setup guy and the closer.
Play the outfield, be a DH, do whatever, and then close
DH
the game
him. I
out.
wouldn't even make him play in the field. I would DH all whole game, and about every third game, you're going to pitch the 8th and 9th inning.
Okay. What's the next award?
But that's fair, dude. When you got a guy like that, you think about he's going to possibly lead the league in home runs. It could possibly lead the league in wins and pitching to like, how are you not the most valuable player?
I know. And they
All
don't
right,
even
next
let
up.
him hit on days where he pitches.
Yeah,
So
it's
stupid.
crazy, bro. Crazy. All right, let's do Cy Youngs, man. I got a couple here on these. I wanted to ask you about them. I did have DeGrom listed. The guy I wound up going with is the longest shot, but I was looking at Max Fried there at plus 2,500, Jacob DeGrom plus 1,400, and I like the Gila Monster, man, at plus 3,000. I actually
He's gonna miss though. He's
how
gonna
much?
miss time.
How much you think he's
It's
gonna
at
miss?
a couple months.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
I'm assuming he might be out like maybe the first 2 months.
I didn't know that. See, I already made my graphic and stuff now, man. But I hope he, if that happens, I feel like if that was going to happen, I felt like his odds should be longer, right?
Yeah. I did like Jacob DeGrom too. I'm just, when I was reading about how he planned to scale it back a little bit as far as velocity goes, and how hard he throws and his effort and pitches, that made me a little concerned. I think Fried gets it done in the Yankee pinstripe uniform.
You think so?
He's nasty.
I do
think
too,
so.
man. I do too.
I think
That's
he's
why I
my
was
pick.
That's why I was looking at two of the, both Yankees, and I was pretty sure I wasn't 100%, but I was like, I think Fried went to the Yankees too.
Yeah.
And so I was look at that. That's gonna be a stout rotation too, dude.
And he's a gamer. And he's been in the conversation.
I like the guy. He's
yeah.
another one of those where I'm like, thanks for what you did for us, man. Good luck to you and all that. I know if we face you in the World Series, I hope you out in 2 innings.
I will appreciate Max Fried for one start in his whole career, and that was the Game 7, the ankle where he got stepped on, and then he just shut the freaking Astros out.
Thank you for your services, sir. We appreciate
Or
it.
Game 6. That was Game 6. Sorry.
Put the trophy up there. Put the trophy on the shelf, baby.
Yep.
So that's who you want to roll with. Like I said, I wound
Yep.
up going with Luis Hill. I did not know if it's going to be a couple months. If it's going to be a couple months, man, I don't think you'll have time to get, unless you just come back and you're just dominant.
There's a lot of good. I mean, Scooble's good. Crochet's good. Reagan's
what I'm saying.
good.
Both of these
Gilbert's
I was looking
good.
at.
Valdez is good. Like, there's
When
so many good pitchers.
I just didn't want to. When I saw Crochet and I saw his odds saying, that's when I was like, he can't be in Chicago anymore. There's no way they would even give him a shot there. But I think maybe I just can't. I like both of those guys, and both those guys could 100% win it. I just don't like to only get that value for have something that's going to last 7-8 months or whatever. Cole Reagan's maybe at 10-1. I like Logan Gilbert from he's still with the Mariners, I think.
Yeah, the problem with him is those West Coast teams just don't get a lot of run. You know what I'm saying?
They don't get a lot of runs, and they play late at night, and you don't get a lot of those sports writers you're talking about watching you.
That's what I meant. Like they don't get a lot of runs and on TV.
Right, I got you.
Like,
Hell, they didn't get a lot of runs
talking about them, stuff like that.
They didn't get a lot of actual runs last year either. That damn offense sucked for the Mariners.
Yeah, but they had the number 1 ERA in pitching staff. So
that helped. Yeah, that's why they started out so strong, man, and then just shit the bed down the stretch.
They got a pitcher I used to back all the time last year, Brian Wu.
Oh, yep. I like Brian Wu.
Yeah.
All right. I did select 3 that I like since there are so many options, select 3 from the National League as well. I went with Mr. Snell at 10-1. I really like Hunter Green at 20.
That's who I really like too, but that's not my pick.
That was my pick. That is my pick. I took Hunter Green and Luis Hill. What I put on my graphic, we'll show you on in a little bit. And then I also like Yoshinobu Yamamoto, mostly because I like saying his name. But the guy's
Snell,
good too.
Just he can't stay healthy. Sale is the same way. I looked at both of those guys.
Snell won it last year, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons I didn't take on like back to back. Even with the Riders stuff, unless you just dominantly do it, they don't like to give it back to back.
I think there is value in Zach Wheeler, but I do think Skeens wins it.
It probably does. But I was looking at this, I was like, damn. I mean, you can't take.
He added an additional pitch to his arsenal that I forget what pitch.
The reason I can't bet on those guys like that, Scooball, Crochet, Skeens, anybody under 10-1, I don't know that you're not going to come out on opening day and throw a pitch and your elbow explode.
Yeah, my thing with that too is like I can bet a plus 300 underdog tonight, so I can find that somewhere.
And get paid out tomorrow or lose tonight, whatever. Like that's what I'm saying. I can't do that. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to go. It's a lot harder to hit like an everyday plus 2,200 than it is to hit a futures 2,200.
Yeah. I do like your Green and Yamamoto though.
All right. Man, look at me, Steps. I'm learning, but I'll tell you, I studied this morning. Since we got on the morning show, I said every next 2.5 hours baseballing, bro.
I think Green is probably a lot of people's value.
I talked all that shit last year. I didn't know anything about him at all. I just kept saying, you can't bet the Reds when Green's pitching. And I bet against this guy like 6 straight times, and he just kept hammering my head in. So finally I jumped on the other side of it, and he did me right the rest of the way. I just like the guy, man. He throws gas.
Who'd you pick in this one?
This is the rookie of the year right here. And I told you I wanted to talk to you because I do not know a lot of these younger guys, but I do like Christian Moore in the American League at plus 1,500 because he's a ball.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at, and I won't bet this because I don't like the value, but I do like Dylan Cruz from LSU. I don't even know who he plays for. Washington, you said? So
Yeah.
I like that kid. He's good, man. He's a ball player. But I'm not going to bet it.
Good too.
I will bet Christian Moore because I do like that value. Who'd you say?
Matt Shaw for the Cubs. He's plus 400. I think NL. I'm going. I hate to do it, but Sasaki, he has a clear advantage. He is a rookie, but he's really not a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a professional. He's been a professional baseball player in another league.
Right. Yeah. He's kind of wasn't Yamamoto the same way?
Yamamoto was the same way.
Yeah.
Yep, he's got.
And
hurt.
he came out last year and started. It was just fine. There was no learning curve. And hell, you look in that league they just came from. They beat both the MLB teams they played. They didn't even score a
run. Long shot. Drake Baldwin, catcher for the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, I like that. I've heard a lot about him, dude.
Oh, he can hit. He's a hitting catcher. The problem is Sean Murphy is going to eventually come back at some point in time. Now, Drake Baldwin is the starting catcher on opening day. He's going to have a stretch. He's going to get some run to be able to be the everyday catcher.
It might be one of those things where while old boy's hurt, he winds up playing so well that it's like, look, I'm not saying he stole your job. I'm just saying it's y'all's job now.
He was the MVP of the Futures game last year. Hit a home run in the Futures game. Tore up pitching at the Triple League, like every level he's been at, and he's homegrown. He started out in their organization. He made his way up through organization. That's Snicker, the manager.
Played for the damn East Cobb Astros or something.
Yeah, well, Brian Snicker made a great point here. He's one of their own guys, so he is not worried about putting a rookie behind the home plate. This kid started out in their organization. He came up through the ranks. Now he's here. And that's what they're supposed to do.
Patriot calling us homers after he done liked my Corey Seager pick and then threw Josh Young long shot right behind it, he says. He called us homers.
AL, so I took Sasaki in the NL. AL, scroll up. I took Jason Dominguez.
What do you think about Jack Caglione, man? He was built when he was at Florida, was billed as the next Shohei, throws it about 99, and I think he's lefty too. But he can hit bombs, bro. He's hit some of the, and granted it was with a metal bat, but it wouldn't matter if he hit this damn thing with a wooden bat. It's still gone a long way. I've seen that dude hit some monster home run. I don't even know who he went to. Do you know?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Caglione may be worth a sprinkle too, because he could be one of those that winds up being a pitcher and a hitter as well. I don't know. I don't know.
AL is pretty top heavy on the rookies. There's going to be a lot of guys like Cam Smith. He's opening day starter for the Astros. He's playing outfield. Christian Campbell, I think, broke camp with the Boston Red Sox. Jason Dominguez is going to be starting for the Yankees. Roman Anthony, I don't think he made the opening day roster for the Red Sox, but he's right there. Jacob Wilson, he was the favorite that I was reading about in most places. Jackson Jobe, he's a pitcher. Christian Moore, like you said. So yeah, there's a lot. Kumar Rockmar, he should be a familiar name.
Patriot likes him. He called him Kumar Jackson first. He said, "Oops, Kumar Rocker." My bad.
You know why he likes? Because he got drafted by the Rangers. He got drafted by the Rangers.
Oh, he got
no,
drafted.
He's not a Rangers. I think he is maybe the Twins. He got traded, I think.
The Patriot did pick the Twins to win that division. Calling us homers in here. Kumar Rocker, I can get behind that.
He was he pitched, I think, for Vanderbilt.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, those are my rookie of the years: Dominguez and Sasaki.
I'm going to go with Christian Moore in the American League, and I'm going to go with your guy Drake Baldwin in the National League. I like that. 1,800. I can get on board with that, man. Especially if he's going to have an opportunity, like you said, to be able to play some. I like that. Drake Baldwin, Christian Moore is mine. I did not do reliever of the year. Did not do manager of the year.
No.
Let's get over here and look at the leagues. And the American League, this is my pennant matchups. And after I talked all that shit about the Mets earlier, I've got them going to the National League pennant.
So you got Red Sox Royals.
I got Red Sox Royals in the AL. I have the Red Sox defeating the Royals to go on to the World Series. And I have the Braves and the Mets in the National League Championship Series. And I have the Braves defeating the Mets to play the Red Sox in the World Series. And I have the Boston Red Sox winning the World Series.
Wow.
And I went and did it. I had got these little exact results over here. Like I put, you can get Red Sox to beat the Kansas City Royals in the American League Series at plus 8,000. Put $1 on these, y'all. Don't ever put more than $1 on this stuff. And then the Braves to beat the Mets in the NLCS is plus 4,000. I about put $2 on that one.
All right. I'm going to go. I didn't have this. I just had the AL winner, but I think my AL winner is going to be the Texas Rangers. And I'm going to pick them to go over the Red Sox. So the Texas Rangers over the Red Sox to go to the World Series. And the Rangers are going to play the Atlanta Braves, who are going to beat the Dodgers to go to the World Series. And the Braves are going to win the World Series. It's going to be a Patriot and Steps World Series this year.
If I would not be upset about that at all. I feel like we could have a lot of fun and get some content out of that.
All right. Who's most home runs?
Most home runs. I'm going with this guy right here, man.
Can you bet that?
Bet what? Most home runs?
Most home runs?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's my pick. So there you got league MVPs. I got Acuna, Corey Seager, Cy Young, going with Hunter Green, and the Gila Monster. Most home runs. Man in a contract year, man trying to get paid. Going with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay. You know my home run pick?
Tell me, man.
Matt Olson.
Matt Olson. I looked at him, bro. Because I wanted to immediately go with the Austin Riley we always talk about. I was like, that's not it. I was like, but it was like plus 4,500 or something, wasn't he?
Dude, he's always up there. He's always, that's what he does. He hits home runs. He's always up there. He could hit 50 this year.
Dude, I got to find out how I can get back to this section on DraftKings.
And he had a little bit of a dip last year in the home run category. He still hit a lot, but
Matt Olson is plus 3,000.
Yeah, take that.
I took Vlad at plus 3,500.
Those are both good bets.
But yep, you ain't even got $2 a piece, man. You could put 2 to get 62 back in the account on Matt Olson. You put 2 to get 72 back in the account on Vlad Guerrero.
Hell, you could bet it both to win $50. You wouldn't even spend over $2 on both.
You
bets.
literally, you could bet. Like I said, you put $1 to win 35 and $1 to win 30.
Yep.
If you want to, just fun little sweats like that, and if you do it like that, you can get you 4 or 5, and have $5 total, and you got your fun little sweats. Now, granted, you ain't gonna be able to do that with another favorite. I mean, you can and get you $3.60 back in 8 months if you want to, but I ain't doing that. And because a lot of times the favorites, it don't happen, man. It's hard. It's hard to do that with all these different variables and stuff in there. But
speaking of favorites, I did see a trend on, since we're going to hop over to the slate for tomorrow.
Yep.
First 5 favorites on the money line since 2018, 70% win rate on opening day.
So you have to, I got to make you read that twice.
Opening day. Okay. On opening day since 2018. So that's 7 years, or 6 years. So for the past 6 years, the favorite money line first 5 has hit 70% of the time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So
essentially, if you bet every favorite on the first 5 money line, it's hit 70% of the time on opening day for the last.
Sounds like we shouldn't bet anything else tomorrow. We just bet that.
Right? I was thinking about it.
This is where I love it. They're not even run lines. These are alt run lines. Those are my favorite in hockey. I mean, not hockey, shit, in baseball.
So I was trying to think about that strategy, and I wasn't sure how favorite, like, I feel like it would be taking the run line is when you want to bet a money, like for example, I was looking at the Nationals tomorrow. They're plus 148 on the money line. I feel like if I'm going to bet those money lines, that's when I need to sprinkle on the alt run line.
Dude, I don't bet money lines because, like, I think it was Eric told me a stat or something. It was like historically in baseball, like if you look at it, like one-run games, it's only like 26% or something.
Yeah, but you could throw the full unit on the money line and a half unit on the, look at Washington's alt run line tomorrow.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're totally giving right strategy. Okay, where's Washington? Let me find them here.
Their third game. You just passed them. Philly, Washington.
Okay. You get plus 145 on the money line there. Excuse me, y'all. And then the game lines, let's see, alt run line would be and you can do -1 on some of these alt run lines too, which is weird in baseball, but you can get plus 276.
Yeah.
On Washington -1.5.
Like
this
that.
one, dude. This is where it gets fun. I love betting hockey and all that stuff. I might have more because the odds are very similar in hockey and baseball. They're just very similar the way run lines and puck lines work. I think I might have more fun betting baseball than I even do betting hockey, man.
I haven't bet Washington, but as of right now, that's my favorite underdog on the board right now. I'm just seeing if I can get some more odds, some better odds there. See if it goes out a little bit more.
Right. Fair enough. Well, let's just start with the first one then, man. Except
All
the
right.
first official game here in America for this 2025 MLB season going to be the Milwaukee Brewers with Freddie Peralta on the bump, taking on the New York Yankees and Carlos Rodon. Yankees are -1.5 plus 140 at home, -155 on the money line, plus 130 on the money line for Milwaukee. Total of 8, -105 to the over and -115 to the under. And I won't give you all the odds on the plus 1.5 here, y'all, because I'm never.
No, you're fine. I love the under in here. This is my favorite total of the day.
Okay.
Like the pitching matchup, early matchup here in the day, 3:00. I think that you got two offenses that can put up runs, especially the Yankees. But I think the under, it was opened at like 8.5, and now it's moved down to 7.5. Some books, it's 8 right here at DraftKings right now. I think the line should be 7.5. My implied odds on the under 8.5 about -200, and I got it at -120. So I did take the under 8.5. I think you're totally fine taking it here at 8. But yeah, I think early kind of jitters, first game between these guys
Yankee Stadium.
In Yankee Stadium, I think you're going to expect a lot, but not get a lot.
And your two aces on the bump. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do like the under in this matchup here, and that was my first. Outside of the Dodgers bullshit games that happened because now they played spring training games in between then.
Yeah.
But this was the first bet I put in.
That's so stupid, bro.
I know,
How
right?
can you? It's like, I'm going to go to football camp. We're going to play 2 real games, and you got to go back to football camp. That's stupid.
Play spring training game.
Yeah, that's just retarded is what that is. Figure it out, Major League Baseball.
Second matchup here. Do you have something on Yankees? Baltimore?
Do I now?
Or do you have something on Yankees?
No, I don't. That's 3:05 p.m. first pitch tomorrow, y'all. Next one, 3:07 p.m. first pitch. Baltimore Orioles, Zach Eflin on the bump. Blue Jays, Jose Barrios. And you got the Orioles are the favorite in this at -1. They got -1.5 plus 142, -112 on the money line. Small favorite. -108 on the money line for Toronto, and total of 8.5 here. -105 to the over, -115 to the under. I like the Blue Jays steps.
I had bad luck betting the Blue Jays last year, so they might be a team that I have to kind of bet in my mind.
That could be your team. Be your team like the Padres.
They were my Padres last year.
So you should have to bet them on the alt run line. If they don't cover it, they're on the no bet list all year long.
Not doing it. I'm staying away from this one. I don't really like the two pitchers. Eflin's okay. Barrios is okay.
Maybe
kind of like that. The money tells you to bet the under.
Does it?
It does.
What's that ballpark like in Toronto?
Little, kinda.
Okay.
It's in Canada. I don't know. I just really don't like this matchup.
I want y'all look at all these baseball games. Look at all of them.
You ain't got to bet every one of them.
You ain't got to bet them all. Well, let's talk about the next one then. 4:05 p.m. first pitch over in the NL East. You got the Philadelphia Phillies with Zach Wheeler on the bump against Mackenzie Gore for the Washington Nationals. The Phillies are favored in this, -1.5 plus 105 on the run line, -175 on the money line for Philly, plus 145 for the Nationals. Total of 7. Low total in this one, -122 to the over, plus 102 to the under. Tell me about it, Steps.
I just think that, I don't know. Out of all you're going to have some upsets. Not every favorite's going to win outright. But I think you got some value here in betting Washington. The only time you can really bet them, is when Mackenzie Gore is pitching. You do have Zach Wheeler starting for the Phillies. That's their Cy Young candidate, their horse that they're going to throw out there that's going to eat up innings, going to strike out a lot of guys. But I think there's some value on betting Washington here. Like I said, I want to wait to see if I can get something in the plus 150s, maybe something closer to 160. Doubt it, but it is currently best odds sitting at plus 148 at FanDuel. I have them priced out more about plus 120. So, like I said, as far as the underdogs go, I think you got the biggest edge there. So that's why I would consider a bet on the Washington Nationals.
All right. Well, the next one, first pitch also at 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. The Boston Red Sox with Garrett Crochet on the hill will travel down to Patriots Texas Rangers and face Nathan Eovaldi. The Red Sox are small favorites in this, -1.5 on the run line, plus 150, -118 on the money line for Boston, -102 for Texas. Total of 7.5 here, -115 to the over, -105 to the under. You like anything here, sir?
I would lean the under. Not going to bet it. It is a small total at 7.5, but this is a good pitching matchup with Crochet, like we talked about earlier, being that dominant lefty that strikes out a lot of guys. You got a veteran in Evaldi on the other side. But I think it should be a good matchup between Texas Rangers offense and the pitching of Garrett Crochet. I do have this matchup pretty even here. The lines, I think, are pretty accurate. I had the Texas Rangers at plus 105. Their current best odds are plus 100. And Red Sox at minus 105. And their best odds currently are minus 112. So seems like that's priced pretty accurately. The under implied odds, I would say, is about minus 124 on the under. So you're not getting much value betting the under at minus 110.
All right. Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from that one. That's two teams I expect to be pretty good this year. Baseball, I will be careful early on, man. I do want to kind of get a feel for it, and so I feel like you can get in trouble because there is a lot of unknown coming into this season. A lot of new faces on teams and all that stuff. Some guys that are banged up, some young guys getting a shot. So I do kind of tread lightly early on in these sports like this. Pittsburgh Pirates and Paul Skeens will be traveling down to Miami, face the Marlins, and Sandy Alcantara is on the hill for them. The Pirates are favored in this. Wow, that's crazy.
I know.
Minus 1.5, plus 120 on the run line for Pittsburgh, minus 155 on the money line, plus 130 for Miami on the money line. Total 6.5, minus 112 to the over, minus 108 to the under. I want to take the Pirates, but
if you take the Pirates, I take Pirates on the first 5. Okay. Reason being, Sandy Alcantara is coming off of Tommy John, so you're probably going to get a short start from him.
He was pretty good though, right?
Yeah, of course. But you might only get 3 innings tops out of him, whereas you're going to get 5, maybe 6 out of Skeens. So I would take Skeens over a 5-inning start versus Sandy Alcantara going 3 innings and then facing the bullpen for the Marlins for 2. So
you know what's some crazy bet I want to take? I want to take like the Marlins to score the first run or something.
What is the Marlins' first 5 run line?
First 5 run line. Let's see here.
Because that's what I would probably look to take here.
Yeah, dude, like, okay. I'm kind of thinking about some crazy, like somebody come up and hit a 2-run bomb off Skeens in the first inning or something. Oh, God, we got to go first 5. Let me get over here to all this.
I'd imagine you would need plus money on the first 5 run line to take the Pirates.
Let's see. Minus run, plus 340. Sorry, I'll get better at navigating.
So wait, plus 340 is the
Marlins?
No, Pirates.
Okay, I thought you said the Pirates first 5 is plus 185. I thought you said the Marlins. Okay, Pirates.
I would
plus
take that.
Minus 180. So I would have checked the tape, but I think you did say the damn Marlins because I was really confused on why you were doing that. But so you like the Pirates first 5 minus 1.5?
If you're going to make a bet, no, not minus 1.5 on first 5, just minus half. It should be just a lead. Yeah, you're not. So you're not getting the.
That is minus 105. Okay, and I got to get this because Buku. I did not know this till the other day. And Buku informed me. I was always thinking puck line, run line. I'm thinking minus 1.5.
On
the puck line because he's always like take the puck line in the first period, and I'm like that's hard to do. Well, the puck line in the first period is only minus a half, so it's the same way.
Just to win it.
So it's the same way in baseball first 5.
Yeah, so you're eliminating the push on the tie in the first 5. So you're not
with it.
That.
I'm going Pirates minus 1.5 plus 185. Lock it in.
On the full game?
Nope.
Or on the first 5?
First 5.
Cricket, Jesus Christ. I didn't tell you to do that.
I told you, baby. We'll find some value in here.
I didn't tell you. You could have just bet them to win the first 5.
There's
value there.
No, there's not. It's minus 160. Why would you do that?
All right. What? No, you said.
Why does this up here say? Okay, help me out here, Steph. I want to understand this. Why does this say first 5 innings? I assume this is a money line, right? At the top. It says minus 160 for the Pirates, plus 124 for the Marlins. Why would you ever bet that and lay minus 160 if you go down here and bet the Pirates minus?
Because they're giving you the tie.
So if it's tie, okay, fair enough.
On the money line.
Fair enough.
Well, you don't get you get your money back.
That's still a stupid ass bet. Don't ever do that shit. But that makes sense now. I just wanted it to make sense. That's all. But yeah, don't do that. God, you bet first 3 innings. This is where I get in trouble. Too many options.
All right, what's the next game? Then we'll get you
next
out of
game. We've got the Atlanta Bravos at the San Diego Padres. Chris Sale on the bump. Michael King on the bump. I think we just bet the damn under in this, Steps.
Under probably is the play on the total side because the over 6.5 right now is minus 130.
Over 6.5 is minus 130.
Yeah, I don't think
I got 7 in this one, plus 102 the over, minus 120 the under. So yeah.
So I'm not betting it, but I would take the Padres in this. I have Padres priced out to -120, and they're currently plus money at plus 110. So I think there's a big edge there and some value taking the side of the Padres. You do have the big bad Braves lineup coming in. Chris Sale coming off the Cy Young. But Michael King on the other side can hold his own. That lineup of the Padres can hold their own. It is opening day. It's a 4:10 start, which is 1 o'clock on the West Coast. The Braves are an East Coast team. They've been playing spring training all year down in Florida. Now they're traveling out to start this West Coast road trip. They're going to be pumped to play because it's opening day. But the value is on the San Diego Padres in this matchup.
That's right, baby. That's my best bet for tomorrow.
I'm not betting it, but
it's on the line. The Padres going on the no bet list forever is on the line tomorrow. If they lose to the Braves tomorrow, I never want to hear another thing about the San Diego Padres again from anyone. So, best bet tomorrow, San Diego Padres money line, plus 110.
Right. Which one's next?
Guardians at the Royals. Cole Reagans and Tanner Bybee. Tanner Bybee is on the hill for the Guardians. Cole Reagans for the Royals, -1.5 for the Royals, plus 164. I like that. -130 on the money line for Kansas City, plus 110 for the Guardians, total of 7.5. -102 to the over, -118 to the under. I like the Royals run line.
I like that. I love the Royals in this matchup. I got them money. Yep. I got the money line. I think it was -123. It is the -130 right now, but I had it priced at -170. So you got a 40-cent edge there. I do think it's going to also be a high scoring game. I have the total at 9.5. And it's currently, you can get even odds on the over at 7.5. Implied odds on my 7.5 is -175. So it's huge edge on the over there for me, and a huge edge on the money line for the Kansas City Royals. So I'm taking both. I'm taking Kansas City on the money line, and I'm taking the over 7.5.
Man, I can't. It's hard for me to do that. I hate when I don't do it in like any sport, really. Like if I pick a side, I'm usually not picking it on the total. I'm either going total or a side on the game. I hate doing both because then I feel like it's kissing your sister when you win one, lose the other.
But I'm fine with it because I'm getting even odds on the total.
Okay, fair enough.
And if you're betting the -1.5, that's got probably close to even money too, or plus money. What is it?
It's on what now?
For the Royals, what's the run line?
Plus 164.
So if you put a unit on them and they win, but the over doesn't go, you're still picking up the 64 cents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's fair. That's fair. I do that a lot with the little hockey bets and stuff, half units and whatnot. But next this is a terrible baseball game tomorrow. I hate that people are having to pay to go see this. But I didn't realize this. My guy
Kikuchi.
You say Kikuchi, I say Kikuchi. We all say Kikuchi, man. The LA Angels got Yusei Kikuchi on the hill tomorrow. Chicago White Sox will have Sean Burke. Angels -1.5 favorites in this, plus 110 on the run line, -155 on the money line for Los Angeles, plus 130 for the White Sox. Total of 8 in this one, -105 to the over, -150 to the under. Angels run line, Steps.
That's got to be the play.
We're going to fade this. Here's what we should do right now. We should make a pact to all do this, and we can't. We're not going to. None of us are going to stick to it. But we should be betting against the White Sox on the run line in all 162 games, and we could probably buy a Malibu mansion when the season's over.
If it was that easy.
It is that easy. It is that easy, Steps. That team's win total is like 53.5 or something, dude.
I have not put a bet in on this because I wanted to talk to you about it before I did it. Because I have the money line priced at -200 for the Angels, and currently they're at -150. But then I was thinking, like, I don't want to lay the juice with the freaking Angels. So is this just bet the run line?
Yes. I'm telling you, dude, more times I'm serious. It's like 26% or something stupid, the amount of games that ended in one run. Like, I'll never, ever lay that. If I'm not getting plus money on a baseball money line, I will not bet it. The only reason I'm taking that, I don't even want to take that damn Padres plus 110. I want to just get the alt run line and be done with it. But I will bet both of those because I do like the little plus sign next to it. But don't do that, man. Don't lay that -155. I told you that last year.
Angels is the play. Run line.
Run line. Booyah. You say Kikuchi. My guy, I need a jersey. Did I just become an Angels fan, man?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. The Mets at the Astros. Clay Holmes on the bump for New York. Framber Valdez be going for Houston. Astros favored in this, -1.5 on the run line, plus 160, -130 on the money line, plus 110 on the money line for New York. Total of 8, -105 to the over, -150 to the under. Like anything here?
So I have I have the money line priced at minus 125. So plus 125 on the other side. Current odds right now, best for the Astros are minus 129, and the best for the Mets are plus 115. So I don't really see much value in the side here. However, I do love the under. The under, I think, is at 8 right now, correct?
Yes.
So I have under 8 priced at plus 150. And you can currently get the under
minus
7.5. Yeah, or what is it right now?
8 minus 115 to the under.
That's the play. Take the
That's
under.
the play. Take the under. Yep. Mets, Astros. I gotta kick all these. I'll never remember all these. I keep clicking these.
Well, they'll be on my action, so you can always go.
Yeah, I don't look at that. It's cool. I'll just ask you.
There you go. I'll send them to you.
That's right, baby. Giants against I got like 5 baseball teams already. Steps. We ain't even started the season yet. Giants at my Cincinnati Reds. Logan Webb is on the bump for San Francisco, and Hunter Green, baby. There's our guy. Steps starting it off right, man. And they are actually. This is always weird to me. They got them favored on the money line, minus 112 right there, but they're showing the run line for the Giants. It's one of those things we were talking about last night where I feel like they're trying to confuse you here somehow. I think they're trying to make you feel like the Giants are slightly favoring this. I ain't buying it, man. I'm going all run line on the damn Reds. Let's go, baby.
I think they're both I think both of the money lines are minus.
There's minus 112 and minus 108. So basically minus 110.
So
might as well be a picket. But that's what I'm saying. Normally when you see that, like the Reds are the minus 112. So technically they're the small favorite. Normally next to the favorite, they have the run line. And now they've got the plus 1.5 over here to the team that's supposed to be slightly favored. I think they're trying to make it look like this is the favorite up here. People just ain't paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
It's a tough one for me. I'm going to stay away from this one. If I had to choose a side, I would take the Reds. I think there's a little bit of value in the Reds. I have this one priced at minus 125. I think best odds you can get right now are minus 104. So if you can get that minus 104, you're getting that 20-cent edge there. Usually, I'm going to be honest, when I'm looking at baseball, I like 30 cents or better before I take a pick. So
explain that a little bit. What you mean?
So if I look at the money line, and I write down all my money lines, and I have the Reds priced at minus 140 in my head. That's what I think that they should be. And then I go look at the money line and they're minus 105. Well, that's a 35. Yeah, I have a 35. I'll say
an edge. You're getting an edge
between my number and the book.
Okay, if you said if your number says minus 140 and they're showing you minus 120, that's not enough value for you to take that.
No,
but
I'm only getting the 20-cent value.
If you're thinking minus 140 and they're showing you minus 110, that's right there on the edge. You're going to take that. Anything above that, you'll take.
That's how I roll.
I got you. No, I like that's a good strategy, man.
Yeah,
you've done well in this for years. Even your pops, man. I saw your pops one day. He was like in here, and he was like, he's pretty good at this stuff. He's like, I didn't understand it, but he's pretty good at this stuff. I was like, he is, man.
Yeah, I'm getting better at other sports as far as like reading lines and movement.
You're willing to learn, man. Like that's the thing. You pay attention. You're a numbers guy, and do the analytics and numbers. All that stuff is a lot that goes into it. And you listen, pay attention. You're a sharp guy, man. We're proud of you, Steps.
Listen, at the end of the day, you always say it. Vegas wasn't built on losers.
That's right, baby.
And most of the time, if you watch the line and you follow the money, Vegas is telling you what side to bet.
100%.
Doesn't always win, but
this is the same reason they should be ranking all the NCAA tournaments and college football playoffs and all. They should be the people in charge of that. Just telling y'all, they know more than anybody else. I promise.
Baseball for me is a little different though, because I make my own line before I look at the lines. You know what I'm saying? That's the only sport I do that in.
That's a good way to be. That's why you're the baseball expert, sir. We got the Twins. We got a couple 4 more games, y'all. We're gonna jump to hockey real quick. I'm not gonna be able to get Crick's picks out today, y'all. Small slate. I'll tell you what I like in hockey, what I'm leaning toward, what I'm going to bet, and all that stuff. But we'll get back to Crick's picks tomorrow when the NCAA tournament gets up and all that. Twins at the Cardinals. Pablo Lopez on the bump for Minnesota. Sonny Gray will be going for St. Louis. The Twins are it's actually dead. Pick them. Minus 110 both ways on the money line. Twins minus 1.5. It's plus 150. Total of 7.5. Minus 108 to the over. Minus 112 to the under. You got an opinion, sir?
Yeah, I had this one. I had Twins minus 105. I think, like you said, I think this is a pick 'em. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I did have the total sitting right at 8 for me. Or not 8, sorry, 7, like a little bit over 7.12 was the total I had. So I kind of like the under here, but just not enough for me to take it. I like a lot of unders tomorrow. which is scary.
Probably not a bad play though, man. For opening
Yeah.
day, like you said, the jitters, you got aces on the bump and all that stuff, man. Probably not a bad play.
So I would lean St. Louis here or the under.
Okay. This next game may be, in my opinion, could be one of the best games of the day tomorrow right here. You got the Detroit Tigers with our guy Tariq Skubal on the hill against the LA Dodgers and Blake Snell in the new uniform, man. The Dodgers are favored in this, -1.5, plus 136 on the run line at home, -170 on the money line, plus 142 on the money line for Detroit. Total of 6.5 here, -122 to the over, plus 102 to the under. I'm taking the Tigers steps on the money line.
I'm scared. I want to take the Dodgers, but it is Scooble Day.
I'm taking the Tigers. Especially if you want the Dodgers, you're scared of it. Tigers money line.
I think I'm gonna go under, dude. Under 6.5. I had this priced at -190.
190.
Yep.
You getting plus 102?
Yep. On the under.
You got it -190 at 6.5.
Yes, because everyone's gonna expect the Dodgers to put up a whole bunch of runs,
and they're not going to against that guy.
Exactly.
No, I think I like. Let me click.
When are you gonna get a Dodger total at 6.5? This might be the only time this year.
I'm saying this is going to be one same game parlay I'm going to do. I ain't going to bet any of these individual, but I am going to do a little half unit same game parlay. I'm going to go Tigers money line and the under.
Yeah.
That'll be sweet.
Yeah. So the under is going to be the play for me here.
I like it, man. I like it. All right. We got two more, y'all. Cubs at the Diamondbacks. You got Justin Steele on the hill for Chicago, and it's Zach Gallen Day out there in Arizona tomorrow. Diamondbacks favorites in this, -1.5, plus 160 at home on the run line, -130 on the money line for Arizona, plus 110 for Chicago. Total of 8.5 here, -102 to the over, and -118 to the under. What you got?
I had Diamondbacks at -125. So again, not a big enough edge to take either side here. I think this can be a great matchup between the two with Gallen and Steele. They are playing in Arizona, which tends to be a hitter-friendly park. Not sure how many innings we'll see these two starters go. That's another thing you got to think about on opening day. A lot of, like, for example, I mean, I know the Dodgers series was different, but both of those pitchers didn't even pitch 5 innings in that game. So you're probably going to see a lot of that tomorrow where guys don't, I don't think you're going to see very many guys go into the 7th or 8th or anything, even if
it ain't time for that.
Is where it should be. But I do like the pitching matchup. But after these two exit the game, that's when it's going to get dicey. But I think the money line is priced accurately here. And I also think the total is priced accurately here. No edges for me here.
Okay. I think it's funny. They just got they don't even have a city listed by the Athletics. They're just the Athletics.
Yeah.
Like, we can't put the LV already out, but we know where they're headed. We know they're playing in Sacramento, but they're just the Athletics. And they will be playing the Seattle Mariners, and Luis Severino is on the bump for the Athletics. And Logan Gilbert will be going for Seattle. -1.5 for Seattle at home on the run line, plus 136, -175 on the money line there, plus 145 for the A's. Total of 7, -102 to the over, juice to the under at -118. What you think?
Yeah, I'd probably lean the Athletics here, but they're a team that I just don't know if I can bet them. It's just one of those teams. But, I might wait till their home opener in Sacramento to take a look. But I think you do have a little bit of an edge here. I had Athletics priced at plus 125, and you get them plus 150 currently, or best odds at Bet Rivers. So I think that they're undervalued in this matchup. Again, not hitting that threshold for me yet of the 30 point differential or whatever you want to call it on the money line. And I also think that the total here is priced pretty accurately too, with these two starting pitchers and both teams kind of lacking a little bit of offense.
Okay, man, DraftKings must have done an update or something here.
Why?
They I thought I usually have to go into the same game parlay and put it into the same game parlay. Hell, man, it went ahead and separated by itself down here. Give me the odds.
How nice.
Plus 360. Look at that. We're proud of them. Yeah, I ain't touched anything that last damn game there. I can't bet on a game when it's got a team in it that doesn't even have a city.
But that's the slate. You want me to tell you before you go to hockey?
Why? I want to ask you this. Why? I thought everybody played on opening day. Why are the Rockies and Rays not playing tomorrow?
I don't know.
I see that. It says Friday, March 28th for that other game down there.
That's weird.
And I thought everybody played on opening day. That's why it's opening day.
That's weird.
Well, so I don't know. We'll have to figure out what that is. Go ahead. Tell me what you're going to say, man.
I'm going to give you the top 5 players to hit a home run on opening day.
All right, let's do it, man.
All right. Aaron Judge.
Pull something up if you want to pull it up. You got something to show them.
That's all good. Aaron Judge. Okay.
Well, no shit.
Bobby Witt Jr.
Like it.
Corey Seager.
Like it.
Willie Adames.
Adames. Get his name right.
And Francisco Lindor.
Don't have a feeling either way on that one.
And then
but I also
outside
can't
chance-
bet. I also can't bet Willie Adames now because you don't know how to say his name.
But Judge and Witt Jr. for sure. I think Witt Jr. You're gonna get good value on him to hit a home run.
I'm just giving you shit steps.
It might be +5. It might be around +500. If that, I don't know if that line's come out yet though.
And Patriot likes his guy Josh Young to go deep. The only reason I can give you shit about Willie Adames, calling Willie Adames, is because I did that for like 3 weeks straight last year. And finally, I was like mortified when I realized I was like, "What? Look, I sound like such an idiot in here. We got to get that right, man."
Josh Young. I gave Corey Seager out. And you're gonna bet Josh Young? Whatever. I guess Corey Seager is facing a left-handed pitcher, but it is what it is.
I like those, man. I like those, bro. It's exciting. We're gonna have a lot of baseball to talk about, man. It's just getting started, dude. This has been a good little baseball segment there. I'm just gonna run through this hockey real quick. We're gonna wrap this thing up, but I knew it was gonna be baseball dominated today. I'm telling you, I didn't even. That's another reason. Crick's picks. These are only educated guesses today. Baseball see because I haven't looked at anything but baseball today, bro.
I bet a hockey under that you wouldn't let me say earlier, but
tell me.
I bet the under in the Canucks Islanders game. It was 120 when I bet it. Now it's -135.
Take it under 4.5, but I have
because all the money was coming in on the over.
Take it under 4.5.
I might have to.
So all the money's coming on the over, and they moved it down.
Yep.
Oh, I'm betting it under 4.5, y'all. Canucks Island 2-1 final, one way. I don't know who's winning. 2-1 final. 2-1 final. First game is the Devils at the Blackhawks tonight, 7:40 p.m. Puck off. Chicago +1.5 at home, -135. Devils -1.5 on the road, +114. -230 on the money line, +190 on the money line for Chicago. A total of 5.5, -118 to the over, -102 to the under. I'm taking the Blackhawks. Money line, +190. I'm not going to put that. I'm probably not going to put the half unit on the other side. I probably will. Half unit on the alt puck line too. Do it. Hell with it.
That would open up at what? +180?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I saw it at that this morning. I don't get too scared of those moves. Like I see a lot of them move the wrong way in hockey.
It's tough to read those when the odds are -218 on one side.
Yeah. For you folks that don't like to lay a lot of juice or don't mind laying a lot of juice, I guess you could probably only -135. You get a little value in your +1.5. Only way I bet 1 +1.5 in my life, and I won it. But I think it was these Blackhawks. They were getting like +150 or something earlier this year.
Just so you know, the Canucks Islanders over has 95% of the money on that side, and it's moved to +116.
Can I bet them to score no goals in this thing tonight? That's what I want to do. No, you can't. They got steps. They got to score at least one, even if they go all the way. And go, somebody's got to win 1-0. But I almost want to bet. I'm going to take under 2.5.
Well, you could probably bet 0 goals scored in regulation.
Under 2.5 +1,200.
Damn.
1-0 final. Y'all, let's
Good
go.
luck.
Let's go. That's crazy, dude. That's just nuts. So you don't see that all that money coming on the over, and then they're moving it down. They're moving it the other way. Like in hockey, you don't see a lot of those reverse line moves. I feel like.
And plus, you got to look at the hockey. The line might not necessarily move as far as the total goes, but that had to have opened up at what, close to even money, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now it's at +116.
Yeah. Yeah. It probably, yeah. Well, if it was -120 to the under, it would have been, even money to the over. So it's moved quite a bit there on that. And with all that money coming in on the other side, that don't make no damn sense. Why are they going to give you more value?
That's probably because the smart bettors are taking the under.
Why are they going to give you more value? Because they know it's a loser.
Exactly.
This is the matchup of the night in hockey. You got the Dallas Stars, Patriots Dallas Stars at the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers are small dogs in this, +114 on the money line at home, -135 for Dallas on the road, -1.5 for Dallas is +180. Total of 6.5 here, +110 to the over, -130 to the under. I like the over in this one tonight.
I was figuring you were going to say the Stars.
No, I like the over.
It's juiced, isn't it? Or did it move to 6?
It's over 6.5. It's +110.
Of course, you'd take it up there. That's
what it's listed at on mine right now. But either way, you could still go back down to 5.5 and lay your -135 or whatever you want to do. I ain't doing that.
No,
I'd
that's
rather
the right
lose my
bet. See, in this case, this line opened the same as, just for some people out there that are wondering, this line opened the same as the Canucks Islanders, opened at 5.5. The money is the same in this game as it is, but guess what? It's moved out to what, 6.5. So that's the difference here. Canucks line has stayed at 5.5, even though all the money comes in. Stars, Oilers over has had the same money, same bet percentage coming in, and that line's moved.
That means the books think that it's more likely to happen.
There you go.
For y'all. They're just trying to cover their ass in those spots. They ain't got to win them all. They just need to kick your head in that one game. They'll make all the money tonight in that Canucks Islanders game. All them people betting that over. They don't have to worry about all the other shit. They just got to make sure they get equal money on both sides. What's going on, Millionaire on Welfare? He says Cody Bellinger to go deep tomorrow. Yes, sir. I don't know if you've been here the whole time or not, man. We just wrapped up baseball. We've been going for a little bit now. But you can go back and watch the show. We got all kinds of baseball talk, about an hour and a half of it, man. So go check that out. But good to see you, sir. Last game of the night, the Boston Bruins at my Anaheim Ducks, man. The Ducks favored in this thing, -1.5 plus 195 on the puck line, and -130 on the money line for Anaheim, plus 110 for Boston. Total of 5.5 here, -130 to the over, plus 110 to the under. And I'm not going to take the money line. I might put a little sprinkle on the Ducks, maybe a half unit or something, -1.5, but I'll probably just leave that one alone. Maybe the under.
Man.
What's the money doing there?
Ducks. Ducks got 75% of the bet, 68% of the money. The line has moved with the money. It opened at -110. They are now a -130 favorite.
Okay.
Total, 89% of the money is on the over. I'm not sure what the odds were. It's still at over 5.5, but it is juiced to -130.
Okay.
So the money's probably moving with the line there in the over.
Fair enough. Fair enough. They'll do that. All right, let me get these clicked for y'all so we can tell you what I got. Because like I said, I'm not going to be do I now?
Canucks Islanders under is my favorite NHL bet and only an NHL bet of the day.
Yep. I'm going to go with 3. You only got 4 games in the NHL tonight, man. And I'm going to take the Blackhawks money line plus 190 in the first one over the Devils. I'm going to take the Canucks Islanders under 4.5 at plus 190. And I'm going to take the Dallas Stars Edmonton Oilers over 6.5 at plus 110. So that's what I'm going to roll with in hockey tonight. Then I don't have anything in the NBA, y'all. I don't know. Let me look just real quick and see. I'll take the Bucks. Take the Bucks plus 9. Take the Bucks plus 9.5. I do like the Bucks plus 9.5. Dame Lillard news coming out, all that stuff. They're going to make you think it should run out. Nuggets ain't playing great basketball right now. I'm not saying they're going to lose the game, but I don't think they cover the 9.5. I like the Bucks plus 9.5. And the Celtics minus 5.5. Suns suck.
I took the under in that one, 223. It's down to 221.5, and I took the under.
It's down to 219.5, sir.
Oh, perfect. And I took the under in Toronto, Brooklyn, 214.5. I've been taking so many damn unders lately, dude.
Dude, I know. Like I said, I did go 3-1 last time in the NBA, and only lost the one by the damn hook. But I tell you, I do crazy streaks, man. I'll win like 7-8 in a row, lose 7-8 in a row, and it's just been like that the whole NBA season. And my record's like 41-40 or something.
Well, this is probably my last night betting basketball outside of the tournament because baseball starts tomorrow.
Yep, we'll see. But tonight, NBA, I'm going to roll with the Bucks plus 9.5 at the Nuggets and the Celtics minus 5.5 at the Suns. Put a little 1 unit on both of those. Y'all got the NHL picks. Like I said, I'm not going to have time to get them out today, y'all. Too small a slate. We'll get back to Crick's picks tomorrow and all that. But tell the folks where to find you, Steps.
Yeah, at heavy_steps on pretty much all platforms.
All right, man. And y'all can find me at Cricket1414. Cricket is spelled with 2 T's over on X. I'll post all my stuff over there. Or you can come find me over at sportspicks.locals.com where we got the great Robert Barnes making the official picks, and he's been crushing March Madness, y'all. So y'all come over there and sign up for his picks. I post all my stuff for free, but if you want his, you'll have to pay the fee and all that stuff. But come sign up over there, man. We got a great community. You can post your own picks and things like that. Come check us out. We appreciate each and every one of y'all hanging out in here in the chat with us. Will, if you're out there, I think you're going to have to end it on the Rumble or whatever. I don't know. We're just going to leave studios and things like that. So get ready to end this thing, man. But we'll see y'all bright and early in the morning for your Sports Morning Espresso Shot at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, 4:30 a.m. Pacific time. You and your beautiful family stay safe out there. Good luck tonight in all of your wagers. And until next time, good luck, good gambling,
and game